Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Dane here again with part 2 of our 3-part series on turning resolutions into reality. All right, so episode 1, if you missed it, you should go check it out. But to summarize, we talked about the importance of making sure that we are in the right frame of mind before we start setting goals. Specifically, we can't let our limiting beliefs put a cap on our potential, right? So we need to ignore those limiting beliefs. We need to make sure that we are in an optimistic, powerful state of mind when setting goals. All right. So that's the first step. Step 2. Today, now that we're in that state of mind, how do we set goals that drive action and drive results? Because that's what we're talking about here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to use a rather well-known framework for goal setting, known as SMART goals, setting SMART goals. And we're going to build onto it a little bit today. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into SMART goals. All right, so SMART goals. What are SMART goals? All right, SMART's an acronym, and it's a framework that people use to create, to set goals that help to drive action and drive results. And it stands for, SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Okay, so these are the 5 different boxes that we need to check when we're setting a goal for ourselves. So let's use a fitness example. All right, let's say we want to get in shape. Okay, that's not super specific. All right, how do we make it more specific? Well, losing weight might be a little bit more specific. Losing body fat, now that's much more specific, right? All right, so that's an example of making a goal more specific. How about measurable? All right, well, getting in shape by itself isn't super measurable, and unless we dig a little bit deeper. So again, we're talking about losing weight, talking about losing body fat specifically. Well, how much? Well, let's put a number on there. Let's say it's 30 pounds. All right, so now we're going to lose body fat, and we're going to lose 30 pounds. So now it's specific, now it's measurable. Okay, attainable. I'm not a huge fan of the word attainable in this setting. I think the only thing that makes a goal not attainable is just having an unrealistic time frame. So as long as we are realistic with our time frame, as long as we keep that in mind when we're setting our goals, I think virtually anything is attainable. All right, so kind of passing by attainable and going to relevant. Relevant is basically, the goal needs to be something that we care about. Something that we totally don't care about, obviously we're not going to follow through. Also probably won't even set it as a goal. All right, so I think that goes without saying. And then the last part is extremely important, and it's something that a lot of people neglect and don't focus on, but it needs to be time bound. All right, as they say, if it weren't for the last minute, nothing would ever get done. So we need to set deadlines for our goals. We need to set micro deadlines throughout. So not just say, going back to the losing weight, not just, 12 months from now, I will have lost 30 pounds of body fat. All right. Well, what about 6 months from now? Because it doesn't happen, all at once. It needs to happen gradually throughout the year. So we need to set sub-deadlines as well. That's extremely important. Okay. So that is the framework of setting these things called SMART goals. Now, it's a great foundation, it's a great start, and it's where most people stop. I think that there's a couple more extremely important details that we need to take into account when we're setting goals. Now to build on to that framework. All right, the SMART goal framework is a great starting point. But at the end of the day, our goals, I'm not sure if relevant is the right word for setting a goal. I think that if we're really determined to accomplish these things, these goals need to be more than just relevant to us. They need to be inspiring, they need to be exciting, they need to be important, they need to be something powerful enough to drive us through the coming trials and tribulations that are bound to happen. All right, just think about working out, think about fitness, think about this weight loss goal. Day after day, we need something powerful enough to drive us to keep those commitments, to go to the gym, to eat clean, to push back before we get seconds, or to skip the fast food on the way home. or we need something that's powerful enough to help us to stay the course through adversity. All right, now for the last part of the framework. All right, now that we've set goals that are set in a SMART format, that are not just relevant to us, but that are truly exciting and motivational and inspiring, now we need to find out why these goals are important to us. All right, if we set goals just at surface level, we'll stick with the fitness one for now, 30 pounds, okay? It's unfortunately easy for us at times to reposition these goals when we get tired of having to go through the pain of achieving them. All right, so it's easy for us one of these cold winter mornings that we're supposed to be going to the gym to ask ourselves, maybe is 30 pounds really that important? I mean, it's kind of a shallow goal. Beauty's more than skin deep. I've got more important things going on anyways. I got work stuff I gotta take care of. I got home stuff I gotta take care of. It's easy to start to sell yourself on the fact that these goals aren't that important to you in the first place. All right, and that's where these New Year's resolutions start to fall off track. Okay, so we need to have that conversation with ourselves very, very candidly up front. We need to dig in and find out why these goals are important. So if you look at it, this 30 pounds, but it's not just a shallow 30 pounds to look better. But if we really acknowledge that we are going to improve our self-confidence, improve our self-esteem, improve our energy levels, decrease anxiety, improve just mental, emotional, psychological health, as well as physical health, lengthen our life, be in a better mood and therefore likely being a better performer at work, make more money because of it. You can, be a much better parent or brother, sister, daughter, so on and so forth. If you look at it in that framework, isn't it pretty damn important at that point? I think that, that is why finding out the why is so important. We need to build the case as to why these goals are so important so that you can't sell yourself later that they aren't. You can't change the story later. All right, and I'm going to leave you today with a quote from Tony Robbins. All right, it's that people are not lazy; they simply have impotent goals. That is, goals that do not inspire them. Okay, don't be that person. Don't let that be your life. Right? Let's once and for all take control of our lives by setting proper goals and by taking massive action to achieve them.